guys, welcome to the Gist Crib, the place where we talk reality. My name is Mildred Dokobo and I am your host today.
My name is Justice.
I'm Aiba.
Okay, and we have a very complex topic today to talk about, to discuss. It's faith versus faith. But before we go into the discussion proper, we have a little fun game to play. So don't go nowhere. Just stay with us. Justice, go ahead.
Okay. The game is simple, but it's very technical.
Okay.
So I'll whisper in your ears, and I will either tell you to talk about something, or you will have to demonstrate. So whatever your reactions are, the audience can maybe have a clue. So I'll start from my... Act like you just got an alert. Nice one. Nice one. So what was that?
So he said I should act like I just got an alert.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, so
Act like you just got a bad news.
this is so difficult for me. I'm not an actress. But anyway, God, I wish I can.
Okay.
I can't. I'm not fit.
And I told you to do what?
You said I should act like I just got a bad news and I can't. I just can't. I don't
So
know.
my turn.
Okay.
Make it simple, please.
Act frustrated.
So what did you ask him to do?
They should act frustrated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope I was frustrated enough.
Everybody reacts differently.
So
Maybe
guys,
that's
I
the-
hope you enjoyed that fun game. However, we're going into the discussion proper now. So faith versus faith is the topic. And as we all know, the Bible says faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And faith being F-A-T-E. Should I say are negative recurrences in the lives of people that cannot be controlled by them. In other words, is that maybe you've had experiences repeat itself over and over, and they are bad experiences. You just can't stop them. You just can't have control over them. So we're going to discuss today, have we ever had any experience, anything that has recorded in anyone's life, like, you know, oftentimes, many times, and you just felt that, this is what life is about for me. Do you have any experience?
Like
Okay.
it
Or you know
always
someone who has
happens
an
to me.
experience?
Well,
I know
yeah,
that.
definitely. I mean, growing up as a child, I used to always fall sick because I had like
Try,
medical.
don't go back to your
I,
child.
I had a medical condition.
Okay.
Emphasis on had. So obviously, I just felt this is my fate, you know, especially when it's something that has to do with genetics. You just feel,
Okay.
well, this is it. There's really nothing I can do. Till it got to the point where I would say I started to apply faith. It wasn't faith because I wasn't a Christian, but it was more like recklessness, but it's faith. Because I was like, man, I don't care about what these doctors are saying. This can't be my reality. And I realized that once I started throwing towards that part, I hated going to the hospital, I hated taking drugs. In fact, under my mom's fridge, I had drugs. Because when she would call me, come and take your drugs, I would throw it under there. That was my own way of being, this is not my destination. This is not
Yes,
where
you're
I'm
not
going to end
agreeing
up.
with
Yes, I
your
was not agreeing with that thing. So, yes, that was the fate. Anybody can say that
yes.
that would have been the fate of my life, but
Yeah.
my faith kicked in
Okay.
that aspect. Yeah.
Okay, so what about you, Justice? Do you know anyone or do you have any experience?
Yeah, I've had some persons. Me, naturally, I don't always agree to negative things because you cannot tell me that negative things are my fate in life. But I've had people, friends, relatives, they'll be like, it's normal to me. I'm not. They no longer see it like an issue.
Yeah.
They just accept it
Yes,
like
that's what life
it
is.
always happens, especially when it becomes a pattern. They'll be like, nah, me, nah, normal thing. There was a time, okay, for mine, I just remembered now. There's a time when, anytime I got in the queue of the bank, when I get to the point where I want to take cash,
Yeah.
it's either even in an ATM queue, it's either the ATM will stop paying, or there will be no cash, or there will be a delay.
Like, yeah.
So I didn't notice it at first, but it happened and happened,
frustrating.
and I recall, this
So
thing
even
will
when you're
always-
about to approach the thing, you just know, say when it comes to my
Eh,
turn, you
I
go
said,
walk.
like
Yeah.
somebody in the ATM just said, I know say when you reach my turn now you go stop to work. Now make I dey rush now to pay. So you just don't know
Wow.
me, but wait, this thing they happened to me. So I said to myself, it's this thing now, because I've noticed it, I have to start working on it, and I have to adjust that.
Differently.
Yes, thinking differently. And also, while you accept that these things happen, you also have to come to the realization that if you have seen it that it happened and you have accepted that it happened, that means you can adjust it to what you want to see.
Exactly.
Well, that brings us to faith.
Yeah.
Because you have to adjust it to what you want to see. I now noticed that immediately I noticed it and began to walk towards it. That trend or that pattern changed to my advantage.
All right. Okay. Well, for me, I really cannot remember anything exactly. Like, I really can't remember anything exactly. But I remember stories people told me. Like, a friend of mine shared an experience or shared her experiences with me with regard to fate, F-A-T-E. And she told me, she was like, each time something good wants to happen to me, no matter how close it is to happen, immediately I spill it out, like immediately I tell someone about it, it's not going to happen again.
Bad energy.
Yes. So it's been recurrent in her life. So she has taken it that that's my fate. So no matter
I've
what...
experienced that one a couple of times.
Yeah,
But
so no
when you
matter
say
what...
bad energy, sorry for cutting you.
It's not their fault, right?
Yes.
Like the person, see, the thing is, the person you're talking to is not like they're a bad person or anything, but the thing is, we all have energies that we carry. Do you get?
Of course.
So you've put it out there. The person, they might want the best for you, but you know, sometimes I feel they alter things.
I feel when it comes to this, like you said, now the person have might. It seems that it's showing that what you're saying is showing that somebody might not or might not, but you have the power. This is your vision. This is what you want to do. I believe.
No, I
you
feel
have
there's
the
a
power.
time. There's a time. You will know when it's time for me to say it.
Because you hear people say, this is what works for me.
The thing,
this is what does not work for me.
Existence.
Yes, some people say this is what works for me, doesn't work for me, but they do not know it's fate.
Like for me, I believe you're speaking into,
like
if I want to do something, I speak it out. I believe that once you've brought out those words, you know, words are life.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I feel like when you're doing something, you're creating a baby, right? Even babies, right?
Even an experience,
Even babies, you have to nurture that baby. You don't just tell everyone, I'm pregnant. You wait for a while. You know, the baby has to grow.
Okay.
So it's the discernment.
But do you know
now
that there are some persons, so it's not with everybody. There are some persons that even if
they tell
it's
you
to happen in 1 year and they tell you today, nothing is going to stop it from coming. In fact, it may even happen
No, I'm not
earlier
saying
than
that
expected.
everybody, something
so not
might happen.
Like that.
Yeah, maybe it's actually even the
everybody's
mindset.
like that. Then there's another person that told me, he shared his experiences with me as well. He told me, he said, whenever something good wants to happen to me in reality, I'll have a dream and a lady will come have sex with me in the dream. And immediately that lady comes, I'm going to lose out on that. If it's a contract, it's going to lose out on it. If it's whatsoever it is at all.
There are forces
that was
watching.
going to turn life around for him. Yes. Immediately that lady appears in his dream.
Okay.
He's going to lose
that
it.
brings
And he took it as his
So you see
fate.
someone like that now, he has to be more cautious.
The question I want to ask is what she just said now.
What?
If that lady is coming to your dream and doing those stuff to you and you're losing these things, how can you now accept such
No,
things
listen, now see
as
what
a fate?
happened. He actually took it as his fate.
But
at
did
the
he
time.
to pray? Did he counter
He's
it?
this kind of person that is not really into prayer. He just believes in this. It happened here. Let me just go there. Let them see one thing and tell me. Yes, that kind of a person. That's who he is. But he got to a point. I think he got to a point when he saw that life was becoming so frustrating. He could no longer bear. So he now had to start saying, like, see what I'm going through. But the problem there is, several times I've asked him to come with me, like go for faith clinic, what we call faith clinic in the Hilltop International Christian Center. So you can have, a session with the pastor to talk with him and he prays for you and delivers. Yes, but he wouldn't want to.
I think that word deliverance.
When he said deliverance, like they'll be casting demons out.
Yes, just
people
like you're the
like
devil.
People, instead they will not accept it as their faith.
And they will hide it and they are battling with something
I think
that is not
should
good.
I just think that at this moment we should just tell people that when you are having bad experiences, I don't think you should accept it as your fate. Because whether you like it or not, bad things are bad things. Bad experiences are bad experiences.
And I also feel that there is no plan for God. There's no plan anywhere for God that there are some set of people that must go through difficult times all through their lives,
my understanding of faith and faith is, I feel like faith with the TE is, like, we live in a fallen world, right? And that is, Adam and Eve, we all know the creation story. So I feel like we have a destiny in that fallen world. Now, Jesus has come, we have salvation, right? You now have the choice to make, choices rather, thank you, to make. which is where faith comes in. So I feel like faith is a vehicle to get you to that destiny God has for you. So there's the faith, there's the faith. Yes. So the faith now is that vehicle that gets you there. Yes. So you have to key into that faith. If you don't key into that faith, you'll be going into that, you know.
You might even lose your
life. So I'd like to ask us, do we believe that faith can, what's the word?
Influence?
Can influence faith. Do we believe that faith can influence faith? Do we believe it?
I believe the whole purpose of faith is to influence faith.
Okay.
Do you understand? I feel like faith overrides faith. So faith is the default setting. Okay. You know, so if you don't have faith, this life is evil. It's an evil world. Do you get? Yes. You have to activate that faith to get to where you want to go. And where God has for you.
Yeah.
You know, you have to activate it with
I'd like to ask you, Justice, have you ever had any experience where, just as we said, you know, negative recurrences in your life and all of that, where you engaged your faith and it turned around?
Yes, couple. See, I feel, first of all, that's why I wanted to say they both influence each other.
Yep.
If you are not seeing it, if you have accepted it as faith, now say it will be for me.
Yeah.
You might not see it as an issue.
Yeah.
And when you don't see it as an issue, that's when you're dying, because you've not realized that you have an issue. But these things happen. They become a pattern. Then when you now...
And your subconscious mind is more powerful than your conscious mind.
When you now gets your attention that this is actually a problem.
Yeah.
Every human being has that thing in them. When you discover a problem, because we are created to be solution provider, you want to find out ways for it.
So for you, have you had anything that you engaged your faith and it turned around?
A lot. But
so just tell us
I'll just share this. First of all, I gave you the story of how when I get to the queue, I noticed that one. That one is a very casual thing that everybody would just take as normal thing. But I said it was not normal. I engaged my faith. When I get to a queue, I began to tell myself, I will take first.
Yeah.
It's a consciousness to you that is just coming to the queue. If you see how serious I am, you begin to wonder, maybe just... But I knew what I was fighting. You understand? So that's the attitude. Then when I start getting close to that place, I'll begin to pray. I might not pray to the hearing of everybody, but I begin to say words of prayer. I begin to say positive things, because those are the experiences that I want to see, knowing what I used to see. So I created that experience that I wanted to see. Then another one that is a major one is in my...
So did it change?
It changed.
Okay.
In my career, I noticed that there's this setback, like they call it near success syndrome. So I noticed it then. I didn't know it was a near success syndrome. I didn't just like it. I wasn't going well with it, and I engaged my faith. And engaging your faith leads to you confessing what you want to see instead of what you used to see.
Not just confessing your heart. It has to be in connection with your heart.
In line with God's word.
Yes, in line with God's word.
That's it. And it changed for good. I can tell you. Yes.
What about you? Do you have any?
Oh, definitely. I'm a poster girl for faith. So I use faith for everything. Like I just said, in my health, I use faith in my career. The last fashion show I did, where the money was going to come from, I didn't know. The fabrics, everything. But I told myself, this thing, I knew that was where God was taking me. But you know how nothing looks as if
it's going to happen.
You check flight tickets, you see 100, I say, how, where? But I did everything in faith. As I took one step, the lights will shine for the next step, like that. So it now gives you this confidence to do more, to use your faith more. So I use faith every day with everything in my life.
That's nice. Well, for me, I've had countless number of experiences where I engaged my faith and it worked out. There were times that, of course, people fall sick and all of that, but there was a period of time that I told myself, okay, so it got to the point where you're falling sick and becoming scared or something. So I told myself, man, this is not me. This is not who I used to be, and I don't need to condone this. So I decided to start praying. I started learning how to pray more than I should pray on a typical day, study the Word of God, like gradually and all of that. And although there was a point in my life that I would look for someone who is more spiritual to pray for me, because I believe their prayers will be answered.
God in you.
Yes, but I later got to realize that
God in you.
I can also pray and God will answer. It's my
You can be
Father
even
as well.
healing other people.
Yes, and many times I have prayed and God answered without the intervention of any other person. Do you understand? So yes, I got to the conclusion that
because that's how you grow.
Faith can actually
influence.
What's that? Influence faith. Yes, it can change things around. So I don't know what it is that you have accepted you
That
know,
is
to
not
your
right.
life. Yes, that is
Yeah.
not right. That you've accepted that this is what life is for me. This is how God has made me, and you're angry. Sometimes you're angry, but you don't even know how to get
You're
out of
angry
it.
at
You
God,
just know
you're
it's
angry at
not
yourself,
right.
angry at your
Yes,
parents.
you just know it's not right, but you don't know that you have accepted it. That's why it's still, you know, recurring. So I'd encourage you to just step up your faith, no matter how little it is. Even if it's as little as the mustard seed, step up your faith. Believe in the word of God, that what God says must come to pass in your life.
That means you
And
need
it's
to
not
keep
the
hearing
will,
the word.
yes, it's not the will of God for you to remain in that position where you are.
Yes.
So just pray about it. Have faith in God. Believe it in your heart, even as you're saying it, and you'll see things will
God
turn
said
around
you
for
should
your good.
prosper.
Yes.
God said things will
Yes.
work together for your
Yeah,
good.
so it's going to
Things
happen,
will
no
work to
matter
your
what it is.
advantage.
Yes,
God
yes.
says,
So,
my people perish for lack of knowledge. So you just don't know.
Yes,
That's why
I
you're
just
in
have
that
the feeling that we
situation.
should explain to them what God
can do.
has for them, because
Yes.
some people don't know. That's why they accept. You fall
Yes.
for lesser things.
Yeah.
Yes, than
Which is-
better.
Yes.
And I
things-
feel like people read the Bible, but they don't really believe it.
Believe it.
in
Yes,
their soul.
that's where
Yeah.
They
that's
see
the
it like a
doubt.
storybook.
Yeah, exactly.
And yes, that's the doubt, because
Cannot accept less.
the absence of faith is doubt
Yeah.
or fear. Do you understand? So that's
Exactly.
where it comes in. So I would like you to just up your game in the faith, you know, region. Trust God for whatsoever you want. It is possible. He is the creator
Walk
of the
by
heavens and the earth, and He
faith.
created
Yeah.
you, and He has good thoughts towards you, so He can make it happen for you. So the gist for today, in conclusion, is that faith can actually change fate.
Yeah.
Faith can change fate. Don't accept what you don't want, so it won't continue in your life.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. So, Justice, you have the last words?
Create your experience. Create your experience. And you
Yes.
can do it on your own
Are
through
you?
God's word.
All right. For me, the only fate I believe in is physical death. Every other thing can be changed with what?
Yeah.
Faith.
Even
Even
physical,
physical
death,
death.
you can change
Eventually
it.
now.
Yes, you can change it.
No, what I
Yes,
mean,
you
like
can pray
eventually,
to-
at the end.
Yes,
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 yes.
yes.
At the end, though, like 100,
Yes,
not
exactly.
like sickness or anything. No.
You
Oh,
see,
yeah.
she's creating her experience.
Yes.
136.
All right, to everyone, we say thank you for staying with us on Axxis TV today.
All right.
We're glad to have you here, and we believe that you must have learned one or two things from today's episode. We'd like to hear your comments. We'd like to see your comments in the comment section. Tell us what you think about the topic today. And if you haven't liked, shared, or subscribed to Axxis TV, you have to do that right now so you can get more valuable content during our next post. Thank you for staying with us, and we hope to see you again. Bye for now.
Bye.